Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel. In this video, let us discuss the second part of interview questions on electrical circuits. If you haven't watched the part 1 video, please click that I button on the top right corner. Let's start.
11th question. Which of the following is or active element? The options are voltage source, current source, both, none of this. The answer is both. The active elements are capable of delivering any energy independently for long time or ideally infinite time. Both voltage and current source are active element and they can change energy level of a circuit. 12th question. Which of the following are passive elements? Options are resistor, bulb, both, none of these. The answer is both. When the element is not capable of delivering energy independently are called as passive element. Both resistor and bulb are passive elements and they cannot increase the energy level of a circuit. 13th question. Power dissipation in ideal inductor is options are maximum, minimum, zero, a finite value. The answer is 0. Why? Because internal resistance of ideal inductor is 0. As there is no resistance, there should not be any dissipation of power. Pure inductor has no resistive component, so its active power dissipation is 0. 14th question. Inductor does not allow the sudden change of, the options are current, voltage, power, none of the above. The answer is current. Why? Because voltage developed across an inductor is expressed by V is equal to L into di by dt. Sudden change of current means di will change at dt at the rate of 0. So sudden change of current means infinite voltage. Therefore, it is not possible. 15th question. Capacitor does not allow the sudden change of, options are current, voltage, power, none of the above. The answer is voltage. Why? Because the expression of current through a capacitor is I is equal to C into dV by dt. For sudden change of voltage, infinite current is required. But practically it is not possible. Practical capacitor circuit has finite value of time constant. 16th question. Internal resistance of ideal voltage sources, options are 0, infinite, finite, 100 ohms. The answer is 0. Why? Because ideal voltage source delivers energy at specified voltage which is independent of current delivered. So voltage drop is 0 and then resistance is 0. Its internal series resistance must be minimum to be delivered maximum voltage. 17th question. Internal resistance of ideal current sources, the options are 0, infinite, finite, 100 ohms. The answer is infinite. Why? Because ideal current source delivers energy at specified current which is independent on voltage across the load. The internal resistance must become very high to deliver maximum current. 18th question. Nodal analysis can be applied for, the options are planar networks, non-planar networks, both planar and non-planar, neither planar and non-planar networks. The answer is both planar and non-planar networks. Why? Because nodal analysis is applied at different nodes of an electrical network. So there is no problem with the planar or non-planar circuits. So this is applicable for both planar and non-planar networks. 19th question. Mesh analysis is applicable for, the options are planar network, non-planar network, both planar and non-planar network, neither planar and non-planar network. The answer is planar network. Why? Because mesh analysis is nothing but loop analysis. This is applied for different loops in the network and the network should be planar network. Non-planar network can't form loop equations. 20th question. Superposition theorem is not applicable for, options are current calculation, voltage calculations, power calculations, none of the above. The answer is power calculation. Why? Because superposition theorem is used for calculation of voltage and currents only. It is not applicable for power calculation. Superposition theorem states that in any linear bidirectional circuit having more than one independent source, the response in any one of the branches is equal to algebraic sum of responses caused by individual sources, while the rest of the sources are replaced by its internal resistance. Therefore, superposition theorem is only applicable for linear quantities, whereas power is nonlinear quantity. The equation is P is equal to I square R. So, superposition theorem is not applicable for power calculations.
If you like this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe Rough Book. Thank you.